grounded.
Let's
I think
go,
if you
bro.
look at the
Game
damage
pertama.
profile and what they're capable of doing
Onic
from the
versus
early game
Team
all the
Falcon
way to a
Philippines.
late game, the potential is there. Whereas
Kita
if
lihat
this
aja,
is
bro.
a quick game, one that ends quickly, it could be Onic that's capable of doing that with this kind of lineup. But let's jump into the land of Dawn. This game one, this best of 3 to round out week 1 of MPL Philippines season 17.
Yeah. I have to point out that so far, the history of the Claude versus YSS matchup did not really go that well for Claude so far. YSS has given Claude a lot of difficulty in the laning. Let's see if that'll be the continued trend. Ogun takes a lot in the mid alongside Brusco.
Ogun.
Rough start.
Ouch.
Something you should be
Langsung
careful
tumbang,
about
bro, ya.
when up against the Lilia. Kyle, he cannot get away from this too.
You said rough, now it's rougher.
Yeah, totally misplayed there by Falcons. Onic just made that look so easy. I don't think they were expecting that much damage to come out of the Lilia early on. I think it's a little bit of a surprise for them, even though they might have gone up against it in the Asian Games qualifiers.
Yes.
Flap, let's see if we can get Kirk.
Kirk.
Okay.
Good flick.
Mahal.
But that was a bait.
Yep, King
Yeah,
Kong.
Wah, gila pengalaman berbicara, Bang.
That is a start, though, for Onic. I mean, think about it. You're under 2 minutes. You're almost 1,000 gold up. But the kills, too, going over to Super Prince and Brusco are going to be very strong in terms of, you know, that trio mid being able to rotate with a bit of that advantage leading into the first turtle is something that Team Falcons might want to decide. Do we truly want to fight the first objective, or would it potentially be better that we just kind of let things settle in and maybe let that one go? But I just don't think that's going to be Team Falcons.
Yeah.
Felt like it was a mismanagement of resources there by Ogren in the mid. Didn't make the most out of the Desert Tornado dashes. Might have mistimed his Quicksand Guard as well. Should not have happened. That was just a great capitalization errors by Onic.
Yeah, I was expecting like the first skirmish to happen by the time the jungler rotates to the mid lane. A potential punish for Kyle, but speaking of, it's Ogren who they're actually trying to go for. Already down to half HP. Kyle going in. Brusco, will he get targeted here? Quicksand Guard already committed as well. Now it's a setup coming in from Kirk. Takes down Haji.
Buset,
Next is
Kyle.
Flap cannot escape this as well. 5-0 kill score favoring Onic.
Yeah, Haji just walked into that alongside the other members of Falcons. Seems like a lot of disrespect a little bit by Falcons in terms of the main conditions for the fights. It's Onic now in your face and in control, and they're making it look so damn easy. Great start for the Super Fam.
This is one of those things, again, why you're reminded why usually you see Sora kind of banned out. You know, once that level 4 was available for Kirk, he was able to go ahead and turn that team fight around by a great initiation and then a follow-through. And even the Guinevere, man, like we were talking about this in the draft before, where there's a reason why some teams will ban it out, because Guinevere's ability to jump in, spatial migration, Requiem, sets things up, and it's just another added layer of crowd control when you have a Kalea. Ogun could be in trouble here.
They're surrounded. That's the Tsunami's lab and the spatial migration. Raging Sands
Ogun.
committed, but the violent Requiem makes it in time.
This is what I'm talking about. The crowd control options for Onyx lineup are kind of crazy.
Yeah. Lineup rating looked really good for Falcons, but in terms of the overall execution, Ogren is just biting the dust time and time, or should I say biting the sand. Onic,
I see what you did there.
Brusco's, I like how he just sees the Khalid every time. If he has a crowd control ability, he'll throw it. He's always together with Super Prince. The Ogren's not expecting the damage. Even if he heals through it, it just hurts. This is just good old Super Fam movements, and Falcons don't look like Falcons right now.
Yeah, right now they're dealing with Super Prince, feeling pretty confident off of this. Kyle, he's not, I would say he's not fallen too far behind, given the fact that he's died twice. He's trying to, this is one thing that Baksha can do, especially on expanding rivers, is farm around pretty well, but you just don't want to continue to get punished. I feel like if he dies again, then he's in danger territory here, because you can see, you know, there's a bit of a lead there for King Kong to go ahead and deal with, and he's going to continue to punish around the buffs. And that's why Team Falcons has to protect Kyle's space here.
Oh, talk about protect. The guy who's expected to protect gets taken down first. Heaven's Wrath once again from Kirk, picking up a double kill. And Haji, oh no, another Wings by Wings just to fly to safety. Oh, he's not even safe.
Take out mid-control and you will control the game. Falcons have zero answer for the Super Fam right now. It's 9-0. It's been a clinic by Brusco, Prince, and King Kong in the center of the map.
And that's a turtle secured there by King Kong. 2 turtles now in the hands of Onic, 4K ahead. And for the majority of all this, Silvero has, oh, there's a Tsunami Slam and a deleted Flap.
Flap, who had the first item war.
King Kong.
Oh,
King
Prince
Kong.
can do this. He can. Ah, okay. So I thought he'd just go for the full dive and then commit the late black shoes.
Yeah.
But he doesn't play with it anymore. It's really that early death. Haji and Ogun messing up the first minion wave trade in the mid just led to all of this. Every time Ogun gets spotted, it's easy for Brusco, Friends, and or King to just immediately just jump on him because they can take him out really quickly.
And having the Mount Shocker again on the YSS in the gold lane, it really does benefit the team that rolls with that. You can see this though too, concentrated energy already. On King Kong, Brusco.
Ooh,
Brusco
Brusco.
might be taken out here.
Yeah.
He's up against
Good
3
pick.
members, and finally Falcons actually secure a kill for themselves, but at the expense of 2 tier 1 turrets
Okay.
maybe, and possibly even another member. But Kirk gets shut down. Flap goes
Lah, itu
Does
King Kong.
find another kill here? He's with Super Frizz,
King
but
Kong.
Falcons, at least they're tanky enough.
Good response, able to finally trade, get something on the board. They have so much room to cover though. They're still down massively across the board.
Yeah, Violet Requiem defensively there by King Kong.
Buset.
Stops any chase. He's still 4-0 and 5. Falcons finally on the board after the aggressive play of Super Marco in the lane, called Brusco up top. Brusco needed to defend, and Falcons used that moment to just jump on Brusco right away, who did not have Tsunami Slam at the time. They then translated that into good aggression by Flap and Haji in the center, spotting out Kirk, taking him out, and at least they have something, but Onic still definitely has control.
They want to make a play up here. That's exactly what they want to go for.
Okay, another Tsunami Slam. Better there strike as a response from Haji. Can King Kong find a setup here? He's left all alone. And actually gets
Buset, King Kong.
Another shutdown from Falcons.
Iya, halah, Brusco-nya mati juga.
Double is massive.
Itu Haji.
Picked off too, but Kirk gets stopped in his tracks. Flap goes in.
Nice.
And he takes down Kirk too. It's a clapback from
Savero.
Falcons.
Hampir aja, Bang.
Savero is next, but he fortunately survives.
Is that a clapback or a flapback? Falcons coming out of the gate. The quicksand guard
GG,
flicker away
guys,
by
ya.
Ogun. Bomb time, and Haji flying away with a wings by wings. Now it's an even game. What a turnaround by Falcons.
They had so much ground to cover, and Team Falcons did it in one team fight. Haji gets away, popping the Purify and the wings by wings, but man, that's exactly what they needed at this point of the game before that Lord comes up.
Super Marco was hella tricky with that BMI in the last sequence. Now he had to commit it, and the Purify as well, as he was spotted out by King Kong, who now has a Queen's Wings. Now, this early on, with an opposing team with the lead, concentrated energy, Queen's Wings, Guinevere is not a joke. It is so difficult to deal with, and if you overcommit and it still has some resources, some dash away, some blink aways, he'll be able to recover and rejoin the fight, causing a lot of damage. Looking back at the instant replay, this was after the quicksand guard.
Marco.
Kirk is still gonna make it to this one. Super Marco Blazing Duet forces Prince and Savero back. Here comes Kirk. That's why Brusco went there, to drag them a bit closer to Kirk. But it was a great play by Haji to just wings by wings. He didn't even commit the Purify. He didn't need to. Going up against Kirk, Kirk used the flicker, but Haji with just a great escape.
Yeah, it was just a step-by-step response done by Falcons there to the unsuccessful Tsunami Slam committed by Brusco. Because again, King Kong was very reliable, also provided the necessary follow-up, but I feel like the usage of the feathered airstrike at the moment made sure that no other member from Onic could also stand close to where these two setup heroes were. And now we're seeing how the Falcons are gradually crawling back a formerly 4K gold lead, now down to less than 1,000.
Yeah, they had to also allow Kyle to catch up. He's done that. Maybe, I mean, earlier he was down 3 levels, by the way. So he's been able to cover ground just himself. So it puts him in a much better position to actually contest safer in this first Lord than it would have been if they wouldn't have had that massive swing in their favor off that team fight. So now you're going to see Onic kind of adjust to this. They have to go ahead and respect what Team Falcons is capable of doing. And even Haji, you know, you see him with these feathered airstrikes. He's been able to go ahead and land a couple, and the damage is starting to be there. And that's why I'm saying Onic has to respect this.
Yeah, the sign right now is Flap might end up being the one of the main trades as he will be jumping forward towards Super Friends. Let's see if the Black Shoes will be back in time, but Onic didn't go for the Lord. They decided to go for the turret, meaning that they can get both their ultimates in line back. Super Friends with his Black Shoes, and of course Haji with his own feathered airstrike. Ogun with an advanced position and gets spotted out by by King Kong.
Lord
Nope.
pertama bang ya.
This might be it.
Oh, there's the title strike as a response to the backshot shield unity. Fortoy's Poisson's also committed by Falcons already.
And a flicker down from Super Prince. He's still got the Black Shoes though.
Tarik ulur dulu,
Ogun
Bang.
might wait for the Raging Sandstorm to be back up unless they're forced to actually respond. If Onic brings this Lord down to a quarter of the health.
Oh no, they're
gonna go.
bursting it. Yeah, it's King Kong who
Buset.
actually secures it for Onic. Now Falcons might want to go for the fight, but it's only Brusco left inside. Could they actually catch him right there?
Oh.
He uses the Tsunami Slam instead, doesn't get stunned by the Land Shaker, and now Kirk trying to jump back in. No one falls from that team fight.
Yeah, and since the Lord is marching out here down bottom, it'll force reactions. King Kong behind
King Kong, King Kong.
They don't have
Oh,
any
ma.
idea, but he gets caught
Lah.
by the Master Shield Unity. Haji's on a killing spree.
Lah
he
si bro
wanted to do
guys.
something, but that wasn't it.
Yeah, got caught out at the wrong time. Great check by Kyle, or maybe it could have been coincidence. Brusco looking for a play, will not find it. The Lord is still marching down bottom and minion waves up
Ngeri
top.
kali ya bang ya.
Falcons needed to make a call after that trade. They decided to just go ahead for the chase and got the tower down bottom. And again, even better for them because the Lord is down here in the bottom lane as well. Feathered airstrike by Haji, forces back Onic.
And they'll keep their turret up. Great defense from Team Falcons. They might go for an engage
Wih,
here.
Super
Oh,
Prince.
the Black Shoes are still available for
Iyalah.
Super Prince. Oh, but Kirk! The response from Kirk! And now Savero trying to deal with the basic attacks. It's a shutdown on Haji! Kirk, could he try to
Slapsy.
save his team? There's a flicker available. Now 4 members of Falcons will not proceed. Not unless...
They
Okay.
should just disengage here. They got what they could. They still defended against that Lord push. And they held on for what they wanted to. But yeah,
Ogun.
Onic still in control of this game. They've got the advantage in terms of map, objective, and space to work with. They'll go ahead and take some of the
Super
buffs from
Prince yang
Team
dapat ya.
Falcons and potentially look to take down the tier 2 turrets now. But still, it's a back and forth, and you can see just how much potential Team Falcons does have if they can get a positioning in their favor. Let's take a look at the items here, though, quick, Renmar.
Yeah, still majority leads for Onic, although Ogun, after everything that has happened now, actually has a very slight lead up against Brusco. Gold laners very neck and neck. Already up to a Malefic Roar is Savero, who actually has been very free during majority of these team fights. Kirk found Haji in the mid, and here comes Flap.
Oh, Falcons will go for
Owen's there,
Kirk.
too.
Will be tanky enough to
Terpaksa
survive,
ulti bang
though.
ya.
See, I like how they're not over-committing. They know that they still really need to go ahead and respect the potential that Onic can win a team fight, and if they lose a team fight at the wrong time, they're not going to be able to contest this Lord. Team Falcons taking the slow and steady route, staying disciplined here, allowing Super Marco to continue to farm up. You know, 0-0 and 6 has been playing pretty defensively, as he should against this kind of lineup.
Yeah.
But at some point, especially when he gets to the defensive items that he needs, the Wind of Nature even, he's going to be in an easier position to actually utilize that
Sabar
blazing
dulu,
go.
Bang,
We've
ya.
seen it a couple times, and like you said, Redmar, part of this is for Flap. He's kind of got to throw himself into this fight. If Oakwind lands a Raging Sandstorm, though, then that's great, and you might see them trying to do it here in the mid lane.
Kyle-nya.
Kyle.
Already half HP.
Oh, down.
Oh, the Violet
Buset.
Victor makes it in time. Wintercraft play 2 from King Kong. But the setup from Kirk catches 3. And now Haji forced to wings by wings out. Ogwin standing in front of everyone, trying to tank the
Ya Allah.
damage.
Mahal Savero.
Kyle!
Calculated by Savero. Perfect use of the turtle ship toss. And now Onic has advantage as the jungler for Falcons is down.
They might just try to delay this, though. They've got the bodies here. Can they stop them from taking it?
Oh, Ogwin and Flap are going in, and so is
Buset,
Super
let's
Marco.
go.
Look at that blazing do it, but it gets cancelled out by the knock-up from Kirk.
Too much damage from Onic.
Severo found Marco for the kill there, and they'll fight for this Lord. King Kong's still there. Owen flickering out. Onic, Super Prince will secure
Gila.
the Lord. Man, what a fight.
Right now it's bulletproof Savero. He's 3-0 and 4, still deathless. The formation of Onic, again, so good. Building around their gold laner, protecting him. Of course, with the Traceless, makes the YSS hard to kill. The Turtle ship toss from the Mountain Shocker, dealing damage while also being able to get some good crowd control to create space for himself. Kirk has been on point with the shifting clouds. Everything has just been going well for the Super Fam. Despite the early or the mid-game turnaround by Falcons, Onic has never really completely lost grasp of this game.
One of those things, though, too. You saw that when Super Marco went in with the Blazing Duet. He doesn't have much of a window. He's got to be so crucial in the timing of getting back with the BMI. But now they have to be on the defense here for this Lord push on top.
Super Marco,
Okay,
Super Marco.
Kyle here. Will they get to burst him down, though? Get enough space just to focus on the turret at least. Brusco decides to still go in. Goes for the setup, and now it's open. They decide to burst down. The quick Sandguard saves it though. And Super Marco instead pops the immortality for Brusco.
Okay, no one falls, but a lot of resources gone. Items and battle spells as well, but there's still a lot of flickers on the side of Onic.
They had to fight tooth and nail for these base turrets, though. Even with this lead, it's a little bit just... It doesn't really paint the picture of just how difficult it is for Onic to actually push it into the space because of the composition of Team Falcons. Looking at the items, I guess it's a 6K deficit that Team Falcons have. But there's a Malefic gun now picked up for Super Marco. He had the Wind of Nature earlier on. Some of these other items too, the defensive ones especially, are going to be important.
Look at that. It's a 4 protect 1 lineup.
Yep.
Severo is the king right now for Onic PH. As there is a 12,000 gold count on him already. That's how much money he's been able to get without a lot of contention. Again, he is still deathless. And as tough as base sieges are for Onic, it's equally tough for Falcons to try and turn things around. They're playing around the composition that is meant to just set things up for the Blood to finish things in team fights, but he can't. The burst is not enough from the side of Falcons to really put Onic in a dangerous situation.
Yeah, and this is a lineup that a Claude does not like to go up against usually because of the amount of ways that they could just cancel out the Blazing Duet as they please. You either have to avoid the spatial migration or the knockups from Kirk, and even Brusco, because his ultimate is basically a knockup, or just simply using the Tidal Strike even. Like, every single time you go in, there are just multiple ways for Onic to deny you of the Blazing Duet.
Now, Team Falcons might just find themselves in a position to actually test this lore for the first time. Previous one, they already had Kyle went down before they could even go for it. So now they're in this position where they can actually go toe-to-toe here with Onic. Despite being down this much gold, there's still potential there for them to make this happen. Kirk's going to be able to spot out Ogwin, though, so he can't go on that off angle that you're so used to seeing. Especially the way that they're posted up defensively around this brush.
Yeah, tough thing is if Falcons lose this fight, they lose the game. If they lose this Lord, then they might just lose during the siege. At some point, they might just actually have to force and try something. But Onic is playing defense on this Lord so well. Falcons might have to settle for giving this, but they won't.
They're so fast. King Kong secures the objective. Better airstrike from Haji, but Onic do not want to fight.
I like how Onic called that too. They secure the Lord, they reset, they get ready to approach the base here. A good attempt from Kyle, but a great body block and usage from Kirk on the Sora to stop him even getting in range to get the retribution off.
Yeah, Kirk has been stellar in this game. Despite everything that the roam mid trio for Onic, what they have done, you also have to give it to the side laner. Severo has done his job. Kirk has done his job. Everything has gone well for the Super Fam. Now, can the Falcons defend?
They conceal play. Okay, they're not gonna go for the full commit just yet. Falcons get to clear the last minion in the mid, but that does not stop the Lord from marching in. King Kong jumps and finds the stuns on Kyle. The frees from Severo are really starting to hurt for Falcons, but King Kong gets traded out. Now it's Flap who they potentially could go for next. So talented, but he will not stand for long. Falcons are still trying to defend.
Oh, Brusco! He still got away, but Ogwin is giving the chase.
Okay, he's giving the chase, but I don't think he's going to be able to catch them. He does have a flicker, but no team to follow through. He doesn't want to risk it. They already successfully defended against that Lord. They lost their base turret, the last one standing, but they're still in this game, reaching the 20-minute mark. Team Falcons now goes down the mid lane, popping the conceal.
Look at that, a conceal play plus the fettered airstrike just to somehow even out the map. Oh, but Brusco wants to go for the kill of Super Marco. Had the immortality either way, but that was a close call.
Yeah, it's the Purify. Super Marco left Dexter in the shrub where Savero and Super Friends just came through.
Dikasihkan ke Super
Friends
Finch lagi ya.
has been one of the biggest problems for Falcons in team fights because Kyle, Flap, and Ogwin just eat everything up. And even every time Super Marco goes in, again, sorry to sound like a broken record, but he just gets so much damage every time he enters. He can't maximize the Blazing Duet. It'll get cancelled out somehow.
Mana aja, bro.
Knock up, or because he takes so much damage, he's forced to go back, which begs the question, whatever happened to the Claude Winter Crowns from M7?
Oh, it's back to the Wind of Natures.
Yeah, it's a Wind of Natures as the Purifies. I miss the Claude Winter Crowns from back then.
Well, maybe you'll see him switch it in, out later on, but right now
Super
he needs that
Marco,
one just
Super
because
Marco.
of the potential threat. This might be one too. Conceal used by Onic just to force Team Falcons back. This evolved Lord though is gonna come down to it's got to be tactical from Team Falcons.
And this is a good tendency read by Onic because Ogwin and Super Marco frequently do this. If there's a lane where they can push opposite side the Lord, they'll clear that, then come through the river to the mid lane and then join the Lord fight there if ever Onic posted there. So what Onic does is they block the point where Falcons can pass through after clearing the minion waves in the bottom lane.
Okay, so they get back in position. Onic responds down, clearing at that bottom. Again, their advantage is that all the base turrets of Team Falcons are down, so those waves will be pushing in, and someone's going to have to deal with that, depending on how they play this fight out. Ogwin coming in with conceal.
Gonna spot Ogwin. Flap goes into with the Bravest Spider, but he gets knocked up by the spatial migration. Black Shoes already forced out of Super Prince. Now he won't be joining the fight. Super Marco tries to
mantap tuh.
makes it in time.
Iyalah, Super Prince malah mati bang.
In the hands of Flap, but does Ogwin and Flap survive this response by Onic? Immortality's popping here and there, and Savero's unstoppable.
Bisa gitu bang.
Super Prince brought so much time
Preload harusnya.
for that fight, and now they're still going.
Another immortality popped. Flap does not get away. A knock-up. Kyle is the next target, but
Gila.
he had his eyes set on the members in the backline all along. Super Marco won't live. Haji's next. A godlike performance from Savero. And he takes another double. King Kong puts an end
Iyalah,
to
main
game
bang GG
number
dah.
1.
GG dah guys ya.
Philippines! It's Bulletproof Savero 804!
Savero.
The Kirkitect is back with an impactful
GG guys.
performance!